Hi everyone, welcome to the BookTube Prize channel. My name is Robert Sheard, and today we're here to announce the books that will be the starting field for the 8th annual BookTube Prize. For those of you who are new to this prize, we began in 2019, great timing right before the pandemic, as a vehicle to give a voice to everyday readers who were involved in bookish social media. I want to thank all the judges who make this an ongoing project every year, and especially those judges who have been with us from the very beginning. They keep coming back again and again, and I couldn't be more grateful. The format for our prize is very straightforward. We start today with 48 books in each division, fiction and nonfiction. And then those books are divided up randomly into groups of 6 titles. Each group gets a multi-judge panel that reads them over the course of 2 months, and then each judge individually ranks the books 1 through 6. At the end of the round, I compile all the rankings, and the top 3 books in each group advance to the next round, and the other 3 books are eliminated. So in other words, each of the first 3 rounds, we cut our field in half until we end up with our 6 finalists for the final round. A couple of administrative announcements before we announce the books. Shortly after this premiere video ends, you can go to our website at booktubeprize.org, and on the opening homepage at the very bottom, there's a downloadable PDF file that is a checklist of all the groups in both fiction and nonfiction, so you're welcome to read along with us throughout the year. Also, if you go to the graphics tab on our website, you'll see all of the graphics that I use throughout the year in these videos. Feel free to download those graphics and use them in your own posts, in your own videos when you're talking about the BookTube Prize on social media. Judges, if you signed up to do this first round, your ballot will appear in your SpeechWire account a few moments after this video premiere ends. You're also going to receive a fairly lengthy email with lots of instructions. Please take the time to read that long instruction sheet so we start this round smoothly and efficiently. I should tell you that I'm filming this shortly before my state, North Carolina, is expected to have another big winter storm. We're supposed to get hammered Saturday and Sunday. If by some chance I'm not with you in the video premiere live chat, that means I've lost power. And I will send out your ballots and I will publish the updated website just as soon as my power comes back on. But fingers crossed that doesn't happen. Also, for years, I've been a terrible YouTuber. I always forget to ask viewers to like and subscribe. Please do hit the like button. Please do subscribe to this channel so you get all of the videos throughout the year. There aren't a lot of videos throughout the year, but people often miss ones like the Call for Judges video, or they miss announcement videos. Please like and subscribe so you get all of those videos throughout the year. Okay. Enough with the administrative business. Let's look at the 96 books in this year's event. In nonfiction, here are the 8 groups. In Group A, the 6 books are Not My Type, One Woman versus a President by E. Jean Carroll. The Place of Tides by James Rebanks. There Is No Place for Us, Working and Homeless in America by Brian Goldstone. A Truce That Is Not Peace by Miriam Taves. Tigers Between Empires, The Improbable Return of Great Cats to the Forests of Russia and China by Jonathan C. Slott. King of Kings, The Iranian Revolution, A Story of Hubris, Delusion, and Catastrophic Miscalculation by Scott Anderson. In Group B, the 6 books are Crumb, A Cartoonist's Life by Dan Nadel. Black in Blues, How a Color Tells the Story of My People by Imani Perry. 38 London Street, On Impunity, Pinochet in England, and a Nazi in Patagonia by Philippe Sands. Motherland, A Feminist History of Modern Russia from Revolution to Autocracy by Julia Yaffe. Baldwin, A Love Story by Nicholas Boggs. Bread of Angels, a memoir by Patti Smith. In Group C, the 6 books are The Afterlife of Malcolm X, An Outcast Turned Icon's Enduring Impact on America by Mark Whitaker. We the People, A History of the U.S. Constitution by Jill Lepore. The Insider, Malcolm Cowley and the Triumph of American Literature by Gerald Howard. Mother Mary Comes to Me by Arundhati Roy. Story of a Murder, The Wives, the Mistress, and Dr. Crippen by Hallie Rubenhold. A Marriage at Sea, A True Story of Love, Obsession, and Shipwreck by Sophie Elmhurst. In Group D, the 6 books are One Day Everyone Will Have Always Been Against This by Omar El Aked. Joyride, a Memoir by Susan Orlean. Mark Twain by Ron Chernow. True Nature, The Pilgrimage of Peter Matheson by Lance Richardson. The Martians, The True Story of an Alien Craze That Captured Turn-of-the-Century America by David Barron. And Desi Arnaz, The Man Who Invented Television by Todd S. Purdom. In Group E, the 6 books are The Golden Road, How Ancient India Transformed the World by William Dalrymple. Gertrude Stein, An Afterlife by Francesca Wade. Things in Nature Merely Grow by Yi-Yun Lee. Misbehaving at the Crossroads, Essays and Writings by Honoré Fanon Jeffers. Nobody's Girl, A Memoir of Surviving Abuse and Fighting for Justice by Virginia Roberts Giuffre. And The Fate of the Day, The War for America, Fort Ticonderoga to Charleston, 1777 to 1780 by Rick Atkinson. In Group F, the 6 books are How to End a Story, Collected Diaries, 1978 to 1998 by Helen Garner. Lin-Manuel Miranda, The Education of an Artist by Daniel Pollock Pelsner. Memorial Days, a Memoir by Geraldine Brooks. America, America, A New History of the New World by Greg Grandin. Daughters of the Bamboo Grove, From China to America, A True Story of Abduction, Adoption, and Separated Twins by Barbara Demick. And Jane Austen's Bookshelf, A Rare Book Collector's Quest to Find the Women Writers Who Shaped a Legend by Rebecca Romney. In Group G, the 6 books are Dead and Alive, Essays by Zadie Smith. Paper Girl, a memoir of home and family in a fractured America by Beth Macy. Jesus Wept, 7 Popes and the Battle for the Soul of the Catholic Church by Philip Sheenan. Is a River Alive by Robert McFarlane. Wild Thing, A Life of Paul Gauguin by Sue Prideaux. A Flower Traveled in My Blood, the incredible true story of the grandmothers who fought to find a stolen generation of children by Haley Cohen Gilliland. And in Group H, the 6 books are The Uncool, a memoir by Cameron Crowe. Raising Hair, a memoir by Chloe Dalton. Girl on Girl, How Pop Culture Turned a Generation of Women Against Themselves by Sophie Gilbert. Dark Renaissance, The Dangerous Times and Fatal Genius of Shakespeare's Greatest Rival by Stephen Greenblatt. Book of Lives, a memoir of sorts by Margaret Atwood. Lower Than the Angels, A History of Sex and Christianity by Dermot McCullough. Now turning to the fiction field. In Group A, the 6 books are Tom's Crossing by Mark Z. Danielewski. Amity by Nathan Harris. 3 Days in June by Ann Tyler. So Far Gone by Jess Walter. Heart the Lover by Lily King. And The Correspondent by Virginia Evans. In Group B, the 6 books are The Antidote by Karen Russell. The Names by Florence Knapp. The Slip by Lucas Schaefer. The Girls Who Grew Big by Layla Motley. The Sunflower Boys by Sam Walkman. And Helm by Sarah Hall. In Group C, the 6 books are Stoneyard Devotional by Charlotte Wood. Exit Zero, Stories by Marie-Helene Bertino. The 11th Hour, a quintet of stories by Salman Rushdie. Buckeye by Patrick Ryan. Bad Bad Girl by Gish Jen. And Audition by Katie Kitamura. In Group D, the 6 books are Nesting by Roisin O'Donnell. Shadow Ticket by Thomas Pynchon. Stag Dance, a novel and stories by Tori Peters. Dream Count by Chimamanda Ngozi Adichie. Theory and Practice by Michelle de Kretzer. And What We Can Know by Ian McEwan. In Group E, the 6 books are Wild Dark Shore by Charlotte McConaughey. A Guardian and a Thief by Megha Majumdar. Culpability by Bruce Holsinger. Flesh by David Soloy. The Land in Winter by Andrew Miller, and People Like Us by Jason Mott. In Group F, the 6 books are The Sisters by Jonas Hassan Khemiri, Glyph by Ali Smith, The Emperor of Gladness by Ocean Vuong, Theft by Abdulrazak Gurna, The Lilac People by Milo Todd, and Fox by Joyce Carol Oates. In Group G, the 6 books are The Dream Hotel by Leila Lalami, Woodworking by Emily St. James, Flashlight by Susan Choi, Show, Don't Tell, Stories by Curtis Sittenfeld, Vera or Faith by Gary Steingart, and Endling by Maria Reva. And in Group H, the 6 books are The Loneliness of Sonia and Sunny by Kiran Desai, The Echoes by Evie Wild, Old School Indian by Aaron John Curtis, Sea Scraper by Benjamin Wood, Minor Black Figures by Brandon Taylor, and Cursed Daughters by Oyenkan Braithwaite. There you have the 96 books in this year's BookTube Prize. Thank you for joining me today, and I hope you'll read along with us all year. Happy reading, everyone.